Three things that I am passionate about. Well, first and foremost would be the natural environment, nature. I love it out here, out anywhere. I have a genuine curiosity for understanding how systems work, who's doing what and when and how much. Secondly, I have a passion for education and wanting people to appreciate natural ecosystems as much as I do, especially in this time of environmental degradation. I think it may be just partly due to the fact that people don't really have an appreciation for nature. And so education in that regard would be extremely important to me. Thirdly, I would say that I am passionate about being passionate. I am the kind of person who is up like a mile up even if I see something simple. The other day I saw 6 bald eagles in a tree and I had to pull the car over and just stop and stare and be amazed by these creatures, and I'm certainly glad that that's the way I am. I wouldn't want to live my life any other way. I am extremely curious about the role of development in food web ecology. So we have to think about organisms not just as adults, but as individuals as they grow. Sometimes their needs as juveniles can be completely different from their needs as adults. And especially under the greater umbrella of conservation, to think about animals as not just being one static thing is something that's not often incorporated into studies of ecology. I'm also curious about extreme environments. A lot of places that I, as a human, may not have seen, and many humans may not have seen, such as deep sea environments, geothermal vents, deep caves. The ecology of these environments, where organisms may have evolved to no longer have eyesight or any of the senses that we would consider paramount. I am extremely curious to know more about these kind of areas. It's something that is clearly so foreign to anything that we are used to. Thirdly, I am curious about arthropods molting. And this is something that's a little bit more specific to the research that I did for my PhD, but when an arthropod has to grow, it has to go through a very vulnerable stage. It basically sheds its entire exoskeleton and becomes very soft. If you've ever had soft-shelled crab at a sushi restaurant, then you know what I'm talking about. And so the cost of growing is actually quite large, but the benefit of growing is actually quite large as well, because once you've been able to reharden your shell, you're a lot bigger, you can prey on a lot bigger organisms as well. So I'm quite interested in the cost-balance ratio and exactly when an arthropod will decide to go through this extremely vulnerable stage.